Hey, Squidward.
Face paint and itchy nose. Okie pokey weirdos, Rotary Cosplay 98 at your service. Today I want to teach you how I made these horns.
And these ones.
For my friend's webtoon characters. Check her out in my description below.
Let's get to it.
Supplies that you will need: air dry clay, tin foil, focus on the toothpick, scissors if you suck at cutting tin foil like I do. And for me, these are my Maleficent horns that my mom bought me from a cutesy Halloween store. I'm going to use these as a base for the shape of one of the sets of horns. Starting out with tin foil. There's a flat-ish base. That's one. Time for number two. Measuring to see if they're similar enough. Nope. The tip. Name that reference. All right, these two are pretty similar. This one needs a little love. There we go. That's good enough. And I will be painting his horns anyway, so having it the wrong color is not a problem. Rip. And we'll just mix these two. How dare I mix two colors? I'm a monster. Flatten out the clay into a pizza. You know what? Let's get a different background. Can't see the blue clay with the blue background. There, how do you like that? It's pink. You don't like it? Too bad. Let's keep rolling, my weirdos. Pinch off the extra clay. If you can see the bubble there, so I'm gonna rip a hole and let the air out. That's not working so well. There we go. Work on it until it's smooth. All the air that is trapped is up in this tip part. That way it'll be lighter weight. Make sure you have a flat-ish bottom again, because that's where I'm liquid latexing. Want a decent surface to go on my head. On to horn number two. That's a lot of extra clay right there. Hey, Squidward. Pinch. Comparatively, not quite what I'm looking for. This one's better. I want a pointy horn. Let go. Stop grabbing each other. I know you love each other. Boulder base. So we're gonna add the extra clay ball that I have here to this one's base and smooth it out. I don't think we don't know how to weed them out. That Squidward quote has gotten me on a theme now. It's always really difficult to get the second one to look like the first one. Moving on. As you can see in this picture, he's got the little swirlies. So we're gonna etch those in real quick. Let's swirlify these, shall we? Rawr, rawr, rawr. I'm gonna let these dry standing up, so that if anything falls, it'll fall to the base, and then the base will be heavier, and that'll be helpful to me to get it to stick to my forehead. Next set of horns. Here are my Maleficent horns, and I will be wrapping them in tinfoil. Doing this means that the horns will be hollow and lightweight. Tinfoiled horns. Now for clay. I'm gonna need more clay. That's more like it. Now time for reference pictures and details. Horn swirlies. I would suggest you let this dry a little more before you start putting detail in, so that it's just a little soft, because it's very smushy right now and it doesn't want to hold the detail. Let it sit for something like 15 minutes. Make sure they're sitting up to dry, and I try to rest against where their creases are. so that this edge will dig into that detail and we'll make it deeper. They will get painted tomorrow. Day 2, acrylic paint. Glue. Have a little bucket of water. Dump some glue in there. Mix until there are no more glue chunkies. Horn number 2. Putting glue on these is like my equivalent of using Plasti Dip. I can't afford Plasti Dip, so it's Elmer's glue. You might be able to see it, the coloring from the foam is coming off. That's another reason why we use the glue. You'll want about 3 coats of this. You have to be very, very careful. And we smush that back because it's still wet. This not good. They stuck. Put them in here and then they won't be sticking to everything. Day number 3. Fell on the floor while it was drying and now it's covered in dog hair. Second coat of acrylic paint. Any spots where the coloring is noticeably showing through, I'm going to be dry brushing with black because these horns are so dark, it should be easy enough to hide. And now they dry. Now I wasn't planning on a clear coat of spray paint for these, but because the acrylic keeps chipping off, this is what we're going for. No, come back. Don't roll into the gray. Those will be coming up in another video. Now what we want to try to do is create a base for these hollow horns like these horns. Little slits where the elastic goes through. So what I'm going to do is cut out circles of felt for their base and leave little gaps on the sides so that you can stick bobby pins or elastic through. And now to fill these with newspaper that your dog has already pre-shredded for you. Doing this will help your horns hold their shape while not being too heavy.
Maybe I am too straightforward person, and you can tell it's crossing the line. Crossing the line. Do your thing and don't mind my thing. Take the real thing in your story, please.
Okie pokey weirdos, that's everything for today. And welcome to the madness.
Ow!